Good morning, children. Today's topic for the session is Lesson 3 from Flamingo Deep Water. It is written by William O. Douglas. See, the contents will go like this. We shall learn about the author, information about the author. Then what is the background of the lesson? Here we shall discuss different phobias. Then what is the introduction to the lesson, important parts of the story, and ultimately outline or summary of the lesson. What are the learning objectives? Means after watching this video and listening to these videos, what you will learn? Number one, you will learn information about the author. Then you will also understand what is the background of this story. Then to stimulate an understanding of the story through its introduction. After that, introduction to main characters. In short, what are the different locations or settings used in the story? Then what is the flow of events that will be presented in the form of summary, and some exercises are there for vocabulary analysis. About the author. See, William Oliver Douglas, he was an American jurist and politician. He was born on October 16, 1898 in Maine, Minnesota, USA. After doing his graduation in English and Economics, he taught for 2 years at school in Yakima, but soon got tired of this job and pursued his career in law field. After completing his law degree, he met American President Franklin D. Roosevelt at Yale and became an advisor and friend to the president. He was appointed to the United States of America Supreme Court at the age of 40, and what is the position he got? He got position of Chief Justice, and there he served for more than 36 years, and it is really longer than any other justice in the court's history. Both on and off the court, he was outspoken actually, and his main views were in support of individual rights and for the preservation of nature and environment. He retired in 1975 and died on January 19, 1980 in Washington, D.C. Now, after completing information about the author, let us understand what the story talks about its background as. It is actually based on fear factor. So 5 questions I have coined to understand this fear factor in detail so that you can understand lesson or the story properly. What is fear and what do you fear from? What are your phobias? What is the effect of phobia on human beings? Have you ever tried to overcome fear or phobia? If you have any, and what changes did you notice in your life after overcoming your fear? Let us focus on first 2 questions. What is fear? Children, fear we all understand. Okay, if we analyze our personality, we shall definitely find out that there is some object, some person, okay, of which we have a fear. So fear is nothing but a psychological state of mind which stops us to do some actions which inherently we do not like, and we cannot oppose those because we do not find that strength to oppose or to face that. So that particular psychological state of mind becomes your fear. Now second question arises, what do you fear from? What are your phobias? Now this fear, when it is uncontrolled, it takes form of phobia. There are 2 words, philic and phobia. Philic means your craziness to like something, okay, beyond control. Okay, when you like something too much, some person too much, okay, so that craziness, junoon in Hindi we call it as. Opposite to philic is phobia. Phobia means when you fear of something up to the level of craziness. Okay, so Different phobias, some examples I have given here. Some common specific phobias include like claustrophobia. It is what? Fear of being in constructed or confined spaces, very small and concise space, and you feel fear to be there. Aerophobia, fear of flying. Arachnophobia, fear of spiders. Driving phobia, fear of driving a car. Emetophobia, fear of vomiting. Erythrophobia, fear of blushing. Hypochondria, fear of becoming ill. Zoophobia, fear of animals. Aquaphobia or hydrophobia, fear of water. Acrophobia, fear of heights. Blood injury injection phobia, fear of injuries involving all these. Scalophobia, fear of skeletons. Tunnel phobia, fear of tunnels, and so on. The list does not end over here. There are n number of phobias. Some pictures I have given, like claustrophobia. If you see, the person is traveling in the lift, okay, and lift is very congested, okay. So this is a fear, extreme fear of being in a closed space. Then nature phobia, aquaphobia, fear of water. Astrophobia, fear of lightning, thunder, storm, etc. Musophobia, fear of mouse. Acrophobia, fear of height. So n number of phobias are there. If you analyze different people, you will definitely come out, okay, in their personality some kind of phobia is present. You can refer this website to know more about phobias, because in this website in alphabetical order n number of phobias have been described, so you can enrich your knowledge about phobias. Third question is, what is the effect of phobia on human beings? When a person is suffering from a particular kind of phobia, what is the effect on their heart, mind and soul and body? Let us see. It may end in increased heart rate, high or low blood pressure, irregular breathing patterns, thoughts of disaster, sweating, excessive sweating, abnormal breathing, accelerated heartbeat, trembling, hot flushes, choking sensation, chest pains or tightness, butterflies in the stomach, dry mouth, confusion and disorientation of mind, nausea, dizziness, headache. These are the different, abnormal mental and physical conditions a person, sees as an effect of any phobia. And sometimes this phobia is so chronic that person dies also. Nervous system, when it is affected badly, person can die on the spot because of these phobic disorders. Fourth question, have you ever tried to overcome these phobias? And if yes, then how? Next, last question is, what changes did you find in your life after overcoming that fear? So if we see, yes, phobia can be overcome. How? See, this is simply you have to work on your mental state. So with self-motivation, strong willpower, firm determination, dedication and hard work, these 5 are solid key to overcome any kind of phobia, but it must arouse from within. Then after, let's say or assume you have overcome your fear or phobia, then what is the change in your personality? Definitely you can observe changes in terms of these points. Number 1, you become more matured instead of feeling helpless. You become better and accurate decision maker instead of indecisiveness. You have or you develop a good foresight. Then fearlessness instead of unwillingness to do that act. Increased self-confidence instead of depression and negative thoughts. Ultimately, you are more focused on problem-solving approach instead of irritation and anger. I'm sure you must be analyzing yourself while reading or listening to these points. So, with this background, the present extract deep water which has been taken from William Douglas' work of Men and Mountains, is an interesting personal account about his fear factor. It is written in first person narrative style. It focuses on 2 points. Number one, his fear of water. How? It reveals how, as a young boy, William Douglas nearly drowned in a swimming pool and he developed great fear for water. Second part, how he overcame his fear. He talks about his fear of water and thereafter how he finally overcame it. Now, in very one slide, I have just given an interesting way to analyze this entire story. William Douglas, one of the popular and powerful American Supreme Court Chief Justices in the history, had an enemy since his childhood. He tried to defeat this enemy in all possible ways. First, he tried to overcome this enemy all by himself because he thought that he can cure himself of this fear. And later, with the help of a trainer. Though he took years to defeat the enemy, finally Douglas crushed his enemy to death. But he was not arrested. He was not sentenced to death for this murder, not because he himself was the Chief Justice, but because his murdered enemy was none other than his fear of water. His appreciating account has been beautifully described in the present lesson, Deep Water. Let us now understand what are the different parts of this story so that when you are reading the text you can understand properly. Okay, before going into parts, I will give you brief introduction to each character. We have 3 characters. You all know hero of the story is William Douglas himself. Okay, he is narrator as well as central character of the story. Supporting characters, we find 2 persons. One was Big Bully Boy and another was his swimming coach. Then, what are the settings used in this story? The action of the story is set in Yakima City of USA, where he goes to learn swimming at Yakima River, at YMCA pool, and is faced with misadventure. Yakima, as I told you, it is a city in USA located about 60 miles southeast of Mount Rainier in Washington. There, the name of the river is also Yakima. Maybe the name of the city has been given in the name of river only. Then Beach of California we get reference. After that YMCA pool, a pool run by Young Men's Christian Association. So the abbreviation is YMCA. Then Triggs Island, Stamp Act Island, Warm Lake, places he went to swim as expert swimmer. Now let us begin. The story is divided into 5 parts. Part 1 focuses on childhood longing and experience of William Douglas, and because of these things he developed an aversion to water at a young age. Part 2, the misadventure at the pool and his fight for survival. Part 3, the effect of terror and fear intensified. Part 4, arousal of strong willpower and swimming under an instructor, a trained instructor. And the final part, or part 5, is complete victory over aqua fear and a new personality of Mr. Douglas. Let us know different points under these parts. The story, first part, childhood longing for swimming and unpleasant experience. Douglas plans to learn swimming. Yakima River had claimed many lives. YMCA pool chosen as safe place to learn swimming. Experience at Beach of California with his father. Then part 2, misadventure at pool. Preparation to start swimming at YMCA pool. Gets a pair of water wings. Ashamed of exposing his skinny legs, decides to learn by imitating others. Thrown in the deep end of the pool by someone. Horrible, unpleasant experience of drowning, but saved by someone. Part 3, effect of terror, which is fear intensified. Consciousness regained, find himself out of the pool, vomiting. The bully boy makes excuse. Hours later, weak and trembling, reaches home. Develops phobia of water, intensity of fear at climax over here. Fear of childhood followed him. Fear deprived him from different water sports like swimming, fishing, canoeing, boating, and so on. Some pictures I have given, like claustrophobia. If you see, the person is traveling in the lift, okay, and lift is very congested, okay, so this is a fear, extreme fear of being in a closed space. Then nature phobia, aquaphobia, fear of water, astrophobia, fear of lightning, thunder, storm, etc. Now, let us go bit by bit, summary or outline or quick ride through the story Deep Water. Part 1, Childhood Longing and Experience. Okay. Now, his childhood longing or passion was for water activities. But constraint was he did not know how to swim. So he expressed his desire to learn swimming. But before he went into proper swimming under a coach, he is describing his childhood experience. When he was 3 to 4 years old, he was taken by his father to the beach of California. What happened there? When he was standing, a big wave came, and because of that huge wave, he was knocked down by it. So he rolled down into the water. But you know what happened? After getting this experience of knocking down by the wave, he developed a great fear for water. When he tried to share with his father laughed. He didn't say anything because he knew that these are very small things, child must adjust on his own. But that was the beginning or birth of fear for water. After some years, again, when you have penchant for something, it always tries to, suppress that fear, and that's what was happening with Douglas all the time. After some years, when he forgot, impact of this huge wave, then again that longing to swim, started arousing in his heart. So what he thought, he expressed his desire to swim in Yakima River. But before he went into Yakima River, his mother warned him that Yakima River is not a suitable place for you to learn swimming because you are a beginner, right? This river is very treacherous. Treacherous means where it is shallow deep, where it is, very deep. All these things are not known. So if you go directly into river, you may drown yourself. So this word, when spoken by mother, this further intensified his fear for water. But it was not able to kill his desire to learn swimming because he was interested, he had a special interest in swimming. Now part 2, what happened? Okay, Yakima River was forbidden by his mother, so he did not choose that place to learn swimming. What he thought, he found out one pool in his area. The pool was known as YMCA pool, Young Men's Christian Association pool. He thought that, okay, pool is of fixed dimensions, so it will be the safest place for swimming. Its deepest end was 9 feet deep and the bottom was tiled. The drop towards the deep part was gradual, so everything was measured, so no problem was there. Water was clean and there were other children also who were learning swimming. So he went to the pool and started swimming by imitating other boys. One day, while waiting for the other boys to come, a big boy threw him into the deepest end of the water. He was simply waiting and standing, and William Douglas had a very skinny personality during his this youthhood period or adolescent stage. Okay, so he was always shy of his skinny legs. So he used to go early in the morning into the pool. But by imitating other boys, he started learning swimming. So he was just standing and waiting for other boys. He was not prepared for swimming. And at that time, this big bully boy came and he, pushed him into the pool. Douglas had the courage to face the situation. He went down and down with the hope to reach the bottom and to make a big leap upward. He thought that he will touch the feet and he will push himself into the opposite direction towards upside. Now he goes to the bottom of the pool, is frightened but alert. See the mental state also. Plans to push himself upward on touching the bottom, next to lie flat and reach at the edge of the pool. 9 feet, but his efforts were in vain. He was not able to come up. So these 9 feet started appearing him just like 90 feet. And water went inside his lungs, and the condition was like that his lungs were ready to burst. He hits the bottom once again with whole strength and reaches to the surface, but again started going down because he did not know different steps used in swimming. He did not know because he was not able to learn swimming by this time. He tries to clutch a rope to find stairs, but the thing came inside the water. He started feeling suffocated. He swallowed water, and gradually when the body was getting tired, his legs were stiff like lifeless objects. Legs have also given answer that they cannot help him to come up. A futile struggle was going on inside the water. Gradually he started feeling dizziness, his lungs started aching, and his head started paining. Acute physical discomfort. He was inside the swimming pool. He was not able to scream also, because if he tried to scream, water would have gone inside his mouth. Still, the will to survive was not given up by him. He comes out of water but starts going down for the 3rd time. Douglas now gives up all efforts. Total relaxation, and he became unconscious. Oblivion is nothing but a state of unconsciousness. About the author. See, William Oliver Douglas, he was an American jurist and politician. He was born on October 16, 1898 in Maine, Minnesota, USA. After doing his graduation in English and economics, he taught for 2 years at school in Yakima, but soon got tired of this job and pursued his career. The effect of misadventure was so strong that this fear deprived him of swimming, fishing, canning, boating, etc. When he grew up, water began to tempt him again. Longing of swimming revived again, but along with this, simultaneously, fear of water also followed him. So ultimately, the condition was a feeling of depression, loneliness, self-pity, irritation, all encircled him. So you can say this fear of water culminated into phobia. But we see parallelly one more thing, his strong liking for water sports and swimming. That is also moving simultaneously. So because of this strong will to learn swimming, in part 4, arousal of strong willpower to defeat that fear. Till here, if you see, no outside efforts were given to Douglas to motivate him to come out of this fear. He is doing it because of his inner strength. Okay, we all know fear of childhood followed him, but he determined to finally defeat his fear of swimming or water permanently. This time he went through the proper channel. He thought of engaging an expert swimmer or instructor so that he can learn under his guidance. So he appointed an instructor for himself and started learning swimming. Now that instructor, he started giving him training like this. Number 1, a rope was attached to the belt, and the belt was put around the waist of Douglas. And this rope was, it was hang on pulley, and through that pulley Douglas was, he was dived into the swimming pool. For this method he practiced week long. Many weeks he practiced. Gradually what happened? In October, Douglas got an instructor for swimming. In 3 months his fear began to fade. For 3 months he practiced like this, and bit by bit he learned swimming and shed his fears of drowning in water. The instructor engaged his feet and hands into swimming only during this particular time period, so that he should not be towards other things. Finally, he overcomes his fear. He learned exhaling, inhaling while swimming. Initially, legs were stiff, but gradually, legs started becoming relaxed. Finally, given clean chit by the instructor that yes, he can swim alone. He is now an expert swimmer. Again tried swimming alone in pool, but what was the problem? Now he is expert swimmer, but being alone going into water, the fear was still there. This time Douglas promised to himself, resolved that he is going to the pool alone and he is going to overcome this fear, at any cost. And gradually, when with his strong willpower and hard work, he went again and again in the pool and did swimming alone, all fear shed off. After the instructor was done, Douglas started a self-training. He went to the following rivers and lakes: Lake Wentworth, Triggs Islands, Stamback Island, Teton, Conrad Creek Trail, Warm Lake. All these places he swam alone. And then he challenged Mr. Fear, how are you? Now you cannot enter in my heart, mind and soul. Okay? And the conclusion is that he conquered the fear of water forever. What a beautiful journey from having a great fear up to having no fear. Winner Douglas got a new experience. He went to Warm Lake, dived and swam across the lake. Fear of water won. And one realization came to him that death is full of peace. Only fear of death terrorizes you. It creates, all confusion in your mind. Beautiful lesson is given at the end, the learning. I shall read it for you. The experience had a great importance in William's life. He realized that death was peaceful, only the fear of death was fearful. He recollects the words of one of the presidents of America, Roosevelt. He said once upon a time, all we have to fear is fear itself. This is, landmark statement of this particular chapter. As William had experienced death and the fear of death, his desire to live grew immensely. This is our mental state. When we are able to, when we are able to win our fear, definitely our desire to live in this world, it grows further. He felt released from fear and was free to walk up the trails and climb up the mountains fearlessly. Now, 2 exercises I have given, which you will do in your notebook. Here, some words I have taken in box A from the text. Now, you please pick up your text and find out first these words, and box B has their meanings. So, match the correct meanings properly with the words and complete in your notebook. Exercise 2. Since now all of you know about the story, let me see your writing skills to answer this question. How did Douglas develop fear of water? Describe his struggle to come out of the water. Only part 1 and part 2 you have to focus on. So please write this question in your notebook in good and correct English. Now, to further enhance your knowledge, I have given some pictures of water sports which you can see, like snorkeling, whitewater rafting, fishing, kayaking, scuba diving, synchronized swimming. The story is divided in etc. You can read about those sports, from Google. So with this, the summary of the lesson ends here. Please read the lesson, because in my next session I will talk about detailed explanation and then critical analysis with some exercises on questions and answers. Thank you very much.